Hi, and welcome to the quick tutorial for Butterfly Publisher using polls to increase social media activity. What I'm going to talk about today are how you can create and use polls in your social media marketing. And what I'll do is show you how to create your own polls, but also how to find and use the polls that we've provided to you through the Microsoft Library. Now, we've talked a few times, and social media is really about engaging and having a conversation, being social, and also, of course, providing content that is relevant to the prospect. So one of the reasons polls can tend to be so valuable is because they give the person the opportunity to provide some input, provide their opinion, and then from your perspective, not only is the poll itself content, but then the result is content as well. So when you create a poll, you're really creating two different streams of content. So with that in mind, I'm going to start with creating a poll. It's very simple, just from your butterfly screen up at the top where you have the different types of content you can create. You select a quick poll, and it'll open it up and allow you to create your poll. Now, what you see here first, this short message, and of course we always have a longer message for Facebook. What we see here is the message that would accompany the poll. So here is not the poll question itself, but rather the message. So Nurture Marketing is interested in what you think about the current economic situation. Is it getting better? And that would be the post itself. Now you need to create the quick poll with the actual poll questions and answers. So you just come down here, click Create Poll, and you'll see question. Is the economic situation getting better or worse? And then you can choose your start date and expiration date. You can leave it open-ended. You don't need to put these in. And then you choose the answers. Definitely getting better. No, definitely getting worse. You might want to do no opinion, or even no idea. I also suggest you think about using a little bit of humor in your poll, because that is engaging as well, and of course is social. So you can add as many answers as you'd like here. You don't want to go too crazy. It's not meant to be a survey. Again, it's a quick poll. People love to fill out polls, not so much surveys. So then you come down and you have the option of creating, this is a quick poll, or you can also do different types of displays. So you are able to do a poll that shows the results as soon as somebody answers it. You can do it with somebody getting an answer right after, but only after votes have been collected. So for example, if there's somebody who is first, and you don't necessarily want them to know they're the first person who did it, then you could go ahead and you can choose this one. Personally, I prefer to show the results right after a poll, because that's that instant gratification that people like to see what other people thought. You can, of course, do no results and just put a thank you message. If you want to give people the option of being able to see the results right away, but you don't like the idea that they're the first one, go ahead, publish a poll, send it out to a few people in your that you know really well, your clients, or even your internal people, your staff, your employees, and just ask them to answer the poll, and then there will be some results there. Don't worry about selecting a tag. That's really kind of an internal thing. You have the ability to do a pie chart or a bar chart. I happen to like pie charts, and they're just visually appealing. So now I'm going to say Save. And now I have a poll. And you'll see up here I have a message, and then I have a poll. I can, like any other piece of Butterfly content, publish it on a certain date or time if I'd like, using the calendar function, or just post it right out right now. So let's just say I want to post it to Twitter. If I had Facebook here, LinkedIn, I could pretty much publish wherever I'd like. I choose post as with any other content, and this is what you're about to post. So you'll see you have your message up here. You do have your short URL. This is what people will see, is this message with this URL. When they click on this, this is what will come up. So the whole poll will then pop up for them. If you confirm this, it'll be posted immediately. I'm not going to confirm at this point just because those are dummy accounts, but I am going to go back and then I'm going to show you what it would look like and what polls are available to you after it were already in the library. So for now, I'm going to cancel out, and I'm going to go down to the library, open up the Microsoft Library. If you haven't figured this out already, you have the ability to filter. You'll see that I already filtered on Quick Poll, and that's a really great way to find a particular type of content that you may be looking for. These are all the polls that are in the Microsoft Library today. Some of them may be specific to a product, such as CRM. Some are specific to an industry, and some are just completely general and are just business value oriented. So what I really suggest is it's always good to create your own polls, particularly if you have a specific vertical or if you're in a specific geo. If you're attending a trade show, think about maybe you want to create something about a show, particularly if it's one of the bigger shows. So if you're going to be at PC Expo, for example, is that something that you may want to be asking some questions about? So think about the different things that you may want to ask and create some polls. Also think about using polls as part of any campaign. So if you have a marketing campaign that's going out and it's focused on distribution and there's a white paper and the white paper talks about a specific challenge, create some polls. You don't even have to do one. Create a few that map to the challenges that are in that white paper. So ask people if they're experiencing those challenges, how they may have solved those challenges. And then at that point, you have a poll, and then you have something that's relevant to the campaign you're doing. Let's take a look, though, at some of the polls that are here. This is one that I know happens to have a result. So you can go in, you say, I like that as a new ERP solution in your future. You expand it, and now you'll see these are the results from the people who answered the poll. You can select the poll at this point and use it yourself and push it out, or you can select the results. If you select the result, same thing we do every time with Butterfly is we come back up to this publishing area. You'll see it'll automatically populate it. You do have the longer status for Facebook, and here is where you can just do a copy and a paste. Maybe you want to add a little bit more here, and in Twitter you're going to make it a little bit shorter, but you may also want to say Nurture Marketing poll says 29.6% of respondents will be implementing a new ERP system in 2012. So you can always go in and edit what we have for the poll and make it uniquely yours, and that's exactly what you should be doing. And then, like anything else, you go ahead and you post it. Obviously, I could have done this for Facebook as well. And then go ahead. I didn't actually select a network, which is why it's saying it's going to my Butterfly page. I can confirm, or I can click back. Again, at this point, because I have dummy accounts in here, I'm just going to click back. So that, in essence, is what polls are. They're really valuable. They're a great way to get opinions from people, and it's a great different type of content, one that's more engaging. One thing I do suggest when you look at polls is you don't want people to be thinking that the poll is going to be a survey that's going to result in them getting a sales call. So, you know, when you think of the polls, and we're kind of surprised actually that this one, when do you think your organization will implement a new solution, got so many responses, but that's great. In general, you want to keep your polls fairly, I don't want to say lighthearted, but more business value, not necessarily that you're getting information from them that you might use in a sales call. So just bear that in mind when you are creating them. It's not a way to say, hey, do you have budget and a need for a new system? So that's not really what a poll is about. Again, it is about their opinions. So again, take a look at the polls that are in the Microsoft library today. See if any of those are relevant. You'll see we have 36 polls already, with quite a few around retail, particularly as the holidays are coming. So if you do focus on retail, that's a good thing for you to think about. We also have a lot of business value, so the Inc. 500 list, what are your biggest concerns. So take a look at the polls, decide what types of content and what types of questions might resonate with your audience, and then go ahead and use the polls we have and create your own. If you do have any questions, as with anything with Butterfly, just send me a mail, and it's barbara.p@nurturemarketing.com. And that's pretty much it for polls. I look forward to seeing the polls that you publish and to speaking with you in the future. Thank you again, and I'm going to stop the recording at